So this video is going to be about how we service the equipment that has gone home. This is the team equipment. There's three things we need to think about. The cooker we're going to take inside, and that's going to be washed up. And we've got the tent itself. The tent comes with four parts. The pegs can be left as they are. The poles just need to be opened up, and unless they're very wet, just check that there's no bends or breaks. There should be a bend in the middle of each one, just here. On each side, and that's an artificial bend. But otherwise, the poles should be fine. If they are a little bit damp because they've gotten wet, then they can just be put inside the airing cupboard or left out on the draining board for about half an hour, 40 minutes, wiped down with a cloth. The outer is the thing that's going to be most likely to be more damp. So what we need to do, we need to think about a space that this can be put into. So think airing cupboards, back of a shower, or outside on the washing line. The easiest thing is the washing line. I'm going to use just this space behind me. I'm going to open up the tent fully. Place it up and preferably peg it down. In a little bit of sun and a little bit of wind, this will take no more than about an hour to 2 hours to dry. But often you can leave these out overnight or similar. If it's inside, it will take a little bit longer. So over the back of a shower could be an overnight, or in the airing cupboard, the same again. The last piece of the tent is the inner. And this can be treated in a very similar way to the outer, but often this won't be as damp. So if it's rained, it'll only be the very bottom that might be a bit damp. So this can either be laid outside or again over a line or similar. And that's what we need to do with our tent. We're now going to go inside and look at how we clean the cookers, which is the Trangia system. So I've come inside to clean the Trangia pan. What we're going to need is one of these scouring pads. This one's quite useful because it's got the soap already inside of it. We're going to take the pan apart and we're going to look at the bits that are a little bit dirty. So we've got the pan lid. As much as the burner itself might be grubby, we don't need to wash this itself, even if it's got kind of bits on it. The reason is that we don't want to get water inside of this because it will stop the efficacy of the gas coming through the tube and burning. So if we can leave that out. We've got a cooker handle, and the bit that tends to get dirtier, and you'll be able to see today, is the inner of the pan. So these need to be cleaned properly. The scouring pad is the best thing to do this with. We've then got the windshield and the outer that needs to be cleaned if it's grubby. Okay. A little bit of warm water is all it really needs, and even a very dirty pan can be cleaned very quickly and easily using one of these metal scouring pads. So we put a little bit of pressure in and we just scrub anything that looks like it needs to come off, and we're trying to make the pan as silver as possible in all instances. You can see just a little bit of the soap coming out of the pan, sorry, the scourer already, and we're going to do this on the inside and the outside before beginning to rinse. There's a few bits still stuck on, so I've just used a bit of my finger to get any stubborn marks off, and I'll scrub again for any little bits left. You don't need to worry about damaging these pans because they're pure aluminium. They don't have a non-stick coating. This means that they're much easier to clean, and so you can see that's now prepared. Move on to the next pan. This one looks like a little bit of burning underneath. Again, these scouring pads will clean that away really quickly and easily. I'll start with the outside. Just scrubbing them down. And then the inside of this looks like it's been used for pasta or similar by the girls. But a few moments, just scrubbing it clean will solve most of the problems that we have. It's much easier and quicker to scrub these clean than put them in the dishwasher. The dishwasher doesn't tend to get them as clean as we need them to be because it doesn't have that scrubbing ability. It is possible, if they look like they're fairly clean already, just to pop them into the dishwasher to help out. Again, a few little bits on the sides. Once rinsed, we're in a really good place. So these are the two cooking pans that we tend to use. Some people also use the frying pan. So again, definitely the inner of this, and any burning that you might get on the outer from being used, we can again scrub. The windshield and the base, just a quick scrubbing all over, inside and outside. Any dirt, just scrub off. Not worrying too much. We don't need to worry about cleaning off these little bits here because they're just there to support the pans, but if there's little bits of food or anything similar, then please do. Otherwise, as a quick wash, the strap doesn't need to be washed up, so the strap can come off, and the last piece is just this wind cheater and the base. So this is the base now, a few little bits on there, but it should take no more than about 5 or 6 minutes to get the whole thing cleaned up and ready to drain or dried up and put back together. So once you're dry with everything, we just need to put it back together. At the bottom is this base, and we've got the wind protector. And we're going to lift these tabs up. Big pot, little pot, handle. The burner itself will flap down and the lid goes on. The strap gets fed down and through, and then around the other side. And with a little bit of a wiggle, will pop up and come through. This then gets strapped on the side, ready to go for your final expedition. So once everything's dry, we're just going to put them back in the bags that they came in. So the tent outer back away in the grey bag, and this will be sealed by rolling it down. Some of the bags aren't grey, so you'll often find that some of the bags have been replaced or similar, but the outer in one of the bags, and then the inner goes back into normally an orange bag, sometimes they're green, so into the bag. It's important that these are dry and properly dry, especially the inner, because when it comes to the final, if these have been stored damp or wet, we will find that there could be mould or other problems caused by not having these dried properly. So inner and the outer away. We've got our pegs, our poles, and then our cooker, clean and dry. All of this equipment stays with the participants until the final. After the final, we'll ask it to be serviced again and then handed in the week afterwards. Thank you very much. As always, if there's any questions, please do ask. And if you're struggling with any spaces to dry, then I'd be more than happy for pupils to bring in the equipment, dry it during a school day in the hanging facilities we have here, and then to take it back at the end of that day. Thank you very much.